on this tape are allegedly from occupants of what we call UFOs. There's no way that I can prove that this is the actual source. If after listening to the tape you're intrigued by the information, I suggest that you read the book, Secrets of the UFO.
I am Hatan, and I greet you in the love and the light of the infinite Creator. It is a very great pleasure to greet each of you this evening, and to especially greet those who are new to this group, and welcome you to our expression of love for your people.
This is the beginning of a typical communication allegedly originating from UFO entities and channeled through a contactee. The contactees whose recorded messages we are using on this tape are all members of various groups throughout the United States who claim to receive the messages telepathically, so that we are hearing the voice of the contactee relaying the thoughts sent by the UFOnauts. Each tape was made at an actual meeting and has not been changed or edited. This accounts for the typically slow delivery of the messages and also for any imperfections in the tape. If we could accept the notion that this contact is taking place and beings from elsewhere are really contacting our planet, perhaps the first question we would ask them is, who are they and why are they here? This is a sample of answers to that question from 3 different contactees.
We in the Confederation of Planets, in service to the Infinite Creator, have in what we would consider to be recent times experienced similar existence to that which you experience at the present time. And being aware of those lessons which can be learned, and also of those pitfalls which can be experienced, we have chosen to come forth and share with those who would accept information and guidances that would be to their benefit. We of the Confederation wish not to interfere with any individual who would choose not to listen. It is only our desire to be completely open and free with that knowledge and love which we have come to know. And freedom, my friends, can only be found in the recognition of the choice of others.
I and my brothers who are visiting your planet at this time are not strangers to this planet. Our people have had the planet Earth under surveillance for a long, long time. And we are here at this time to render a service to the people of Earth. I and my brothers are here to attempt to teach our Earth brothers love and understanding. This may seem strange to most of you. However, the planet Earth has had many, many years, many generations, many centuries in which to learn love and understanding. I am quite sure there are many who are seeking love and understanding, a new way of life, because they have begun to think for themselves. They know deep within their very being that the way that the people of Earth are living at present, they know that there is much to be desired in this way of life. We are here through guidance and suggestion to bring truth as we understand it to your peoples.
You see, my friends, we of the Confederation of Planets need you, just as you need us. In our reality, someone to love and cherish and help and inspire is as necessary to us as is food and drink to you. To us, those whom we have found to be serious students of the path of the Creator, are as delicious as your meat and drink is to you. For you are the means whereby we can enlarge our own horizons of understanding. You are the means whereby we can learn more and more about the disciplines and the interrelationships of what you may call the genetic personality. We study the Creator's arrangement of articulated love, which is manifested forth in His perfect beings. And as we see you dwelling in your heavy chemical illusion, fighting so valiantly to understand and to deal with the intense emotions of that vibration, we are able to gain new depth of insight into the plan of the Father. We know that there is a plan, but its beginning and its end are shrouded in mystery even for us. We know only that it is circular, and that when we are fully at one with the knowledge that we seek, there will be no time, space, or emptiness. And our own personalities will again become part of that one universal thought of love which created all that there is. We know that then we will be sent forth again. The beginnings of new universes and new cycles of growth. But there are many things about this plan which is infinite, about which we do not yet know. And it is in helping those upon your planet to whom we speak. That we learn by the interaction between us more and more about the basic genetic personality that is common to all of us. We, of course, as we have said many times, have learned what we can in your illusion. We are now in another illusion. An illusion in which we can create by thought that which we need, in which we can see each other as vibration, in which we can speak telepathically, and in which we can travel in time. But these are not goals. These are merely the marks of another step along the great line of evolution.
They say then that to be of service to others is their way of continuing to learn and to grow.
For across the universe, across your galaxy, and across the reaches of other time and other space, there are many civilizations who have crossed into a vibration in which the truth of the Creator is obvious. When this is so, my friends, beings have no choice except to turn to a life of service to others. Through the understanding of the Creator, my friends, comes the information that all your needs will be taken care of. Thus we have no more needs. We have meat and drink, as it says in your holy books, that we knew not of as a people before our vibrational change made it possible for us to create that which was needed by thought. We no longer have need of government as we know it, for we can communicate our desires to a central computer which does the will of the people instantly. We are then free, my friends, to love. Love of others is much easier, my friends, when you can see the vibration of love in each of your brothers and sisters. The selection of a mate, my friends, is much easier when you can see the connection going back many, many lifetimes. with your appropriate partner. One by one, my friends, those things which you call problems are solved by the application of divine love, shedding light, shedding truth, shedding enablement on the so-called mortal lifespan. We are now free to consider as a people what we wish to do as our work of service. If we have no need, mentally or physically or emotionally, then our need must become spiritual. And we find that we can only satisfy the spiritual desire for increased understanding by service to others. For this we must look outward, my friends, if you wish to use that expression, outward across the voids between civilizations, until we find one such as yours which is crying out at this time for the knowledge which we have to share. And so we are here.
My friends, as I have said, you are divine. Know this at all times. Recognize and learn to see the divinity within those around you, and know that that divinity is within all beings. No matter who you come across in your life, whether they be what you would call criminal, evil, or good, they are divine. They are either fulfilling that which they have chosen to do, or they shall do so in the future. Know that each person progresses at their own rate. Know that each person has that right to choose in what direction to go. Give whatever assistance that you can to those that would request it. Give whatever assistance to those who would not request it, that you know would not be violating their will. And my friends, the hardest that it is for those truly dedicated to do is to render no assistance to those that they know would not accept it. For to share your energies with those that would rebuke it is to waste, shall we say, precious time and precious energies. All that you can do for those is to love them and bless them and allow them to go their way.
This theme of the supreme importance of free will and the right of each person to choose for himself is very central to the UFO messages.
We ask only that you listen. Take that which is of importance to you and use it well. And that which you find somewhat disagreeable to your accepted trains of thought, we ask that you dispel that from your consciousness, if you so desire. We claim not to know all that there is to know within the universe. For to the best of our knowledge, the universe is infinite, and the experiences and the knowledge within it must therefore be the same. However, we do claim to have progressed the very similar circumstances as what you experience now. And we offer what we feel to be the greatest degree of assistance that we can presently render to your people. We have spoken through many peoples upon your planet, such as you are witnessing now. Many of your peoples have grown aware of us, and it is pleasing to see that a few more have come to listen. And we humbly and gratefully respect your presence.
But just what knowledge is it that they have come to share with Earth? It is, they say, a simple teaching, a teaching of love.
And above all, my friends, see those about you in their true form. Realize that each one that you come in contact with is actually the Creator. We are all parts of the one great Creator. How can you have less love for those about you than you would have for your Creator? As I have explained many times before, when I speak of love, I'm speaking of love in its universal sense. A more spiritual love, a higher love than people of Earth usually associate with this word. Not a possessive love, my friends. A love which would give freedom to those who are loved. Freedom to express themselves as they see fit. And a love which would enable you to understand them regardless of how they express themselves. The joy, the beauty of living in this type of love far surpasses anything which can be experienced in the present way of life upon this planet. It is such a feeling of satisfaction, of peace, of beauty, that it is not possible to express this feeling or describe it to you with mere words. I can only ask you to trust that what I am speaking is truth. And as you seek, as you grow, as your unfoldment progresses, you will become aware of what I am speaking of.
This perfect love, they say, is what created all that there is, and therefore we are all basically the same one, linked by the common spark of love that makes us all one, regardless of our differences.
This evening I would tell you a story about a man who was not an ordinary man, but rather a very uncommon one. For within him from childhood was the burning desire to know the love of the Creator. In his youth, this man read widely, feeling extremely frustrated because no one could speak with him deeply enough on the subjects in which he was interested. He found theology a great puzzle, a great confusion of ideas, and wending his way through it was something he did with a burning desire to know the love of the Creator. He did not find it in his books, but he pressed on. He went into what you would call a seminary. And when he graduated, he became a minister, preaching the word of the Creator to his flock. Through the years he listened with patience to the many problems of those who came to his church, drawn by the brilliance of his reasoning and the eloquence of his preaching. And yet he did not find the love of the Creator. In time, he met and married a woman who gave him children. He spent very little time with them because of his duties, but was loved greatly. And supported tremendously in his work by a wife who understood much and gave of herself unstintingly in his behalf. Nor yet did he find the love of the Creator that he sought. And one day, as he walked down the path from the rectory to his church, he met a boy that reminded him of himself at a younger age. For now, you see, he was quite old. And falling into conversation with the young man, they continued on to the rectory, and he continued his conversation. all of a sudden, something occurred that had never yet occurred in the old man's life. In this stranger's unlined face and burning desire to know the love of the Creator, the old man saw a person to love. And at the moment at which he gave his heart to this young man, as a father to a son, he felt the love of God. This wanderer was never seen by the old man again, for he was on his own journey. But the old man fell in love, first with one person, and finally with all mankind. What had blocked the love of the Creator that he so earnestly sought for a lifetime? We say to you, my friends, that you must love yourself. Not because your personality has any virtue, or because your ego, as you call it, needs shoring up by means of a self-indulgent love. No, my friends. We are speaking of a love that is one with the Creator. Where is the Creator, my friends? Can you touch Him? Can you see Him? In your century, those things which are not seen are not understood. Yet so it has been always. Had you all been blind, you would have thought very differently. But we ask you, my friends, where is the Creator? Is He outside of the world as you know it? Is He unknowable in any way? If so, why would we seek to find Him? My friends, the Creator is in your brothers and your sisters and yourself, closer to you than your breath, more available to you than reasoning, more heartening to you than your dreams, is that which is beyond doing and dreaming. Love itself. It has been written in your holy works that a man who is kind to another is not kind to a man, but to the Creator. You cannot be kind to a Creator that is invisible, infinite, untouchable, unknowable, but you can be kind to those about you.
Communications often request that we meditate in order to contact that still small voice of conscience and wisdom that lies within each of us. There are many different techniques of meditation, but the UFO entities do not seem to feel that a complex method is necessary. They suggest simply sitting quietly and listening to the inner silence for a few minutes each day.
You are so serious, my friends. You are so sure that you will be able to tell the truth by the use of your intellect. My friends, it is as though you had great trees growing on top of your heads, with their roots buried deep inside your brains. And all the while you were concerned about uprooting these great trees with their great and deep roots. You stood out in the rain and let the sun and the wind pour over these trees and nourish their growth. My friends, why do you worry? Why do you concern yourself with those things over which you have no control? Why can you not pray and then let it go and act? Why can you not act and then let it go, be it error or correctness? My friends, the roots of that tree that grow within your brain, that tree which is called the intellect, cannot be uprooted by force. The intellect can only be starved. Stay out of the rain, my friend. Avoid the sunshine. Do not think too much. It is as simple as that. Do not think about not thinking. The overuse of the intellect, the over-seriousness of your peoples, has held back more spiritual advancement than we can tell you among your peoples. You who are in the vast minority among the peoples of your planet, you who are the hope of your planet, you who care to know the truth, do not think that you can think your way to the truth. Know that you can only be the truth. You can only act the truth. You can only love, for that is the heart of the truth. You can only be the original thought, for that is the heart of love. There is a love that created you. In that love is all light and all joy. Joining it makes you as light as a butterfly. You have no gravity. You do not need to be serious. You do not need to heap blame or guilt for your past incorrectnesses upon yourself, nor need you do it for others in any way. For others are only yourself, mirrored in your mind so that you may see yourself better. Look each person in the face. Look yourself in the face and find love If you cannot find it, let it go. Wisdom was not ever won in a moment until the moment comes. Peacefully await that moment. Do not think about that moment or strive towards that moment in your mind, for there is a deeper faculty in your heart, and it is called the will. And we urge you instead to employ that. Will to know the original thought of the Creator. Seek, and ye shall find. How many times have those who have spoken to you from the confederation of planets in the service of the infinite Creator said those words? Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. These words are from one of your holy books, and they are true. The advice is simple. It is not think, and ye shall find. Think, and it shall be opened unto you. But seek, will. Use your imagination. Use your faculties of hope and desire. And as you seek, let the journey be one of laughter, as well as tears. Let yourself laugh. Let yourself enjoy that which is beautiful in each moment. Do not think too much. That tree in your head, which is your intellect, is very useful if you need firewood. And you do need a certain amount of it. You have a chemical body, you must live in a chemical world. You must make decisions having to do with your chemical personality. And the tree of the intellect stokes the decision-making fires. Very well then. Use it for that. For your spiritual seeking, starve it. Go into meditation with a free heart, not with a free mind. Let your mind do what it wishes. You are not concerned with your mind. Let it tie itself in knots. It does not concern you. It is a tool. It is not you. Shrug it off. Let it be unimportant. We offer you these foolish sentences in the hope that you will see what is behind them. Our desire to hold our hands out to you, our brothers and sisters. For we stand in realms where these things are apparent, where love is enjoyed and shared, where the intellect is understood and not overemphasized. Indeed, we may say your intellect is by far greater than ours. For we know what we know by a process of direct intuition. We share one great body of knowledge among us, and nothing is forgotten. Thus we need not the tree of intellect. There is a place you can go in meditation that is a better place, my friends. A place in which you can be clean and fresh, new, just born, and free. We invite you to join us, for in meditation you are in a great company of all those in the higher planes.
The UFO entities repeatedly caution us to be patient as we try to learn the new way of thinking that love and inner listening can teach us.
I should like to tell you that one thing to remember when you are new at seeking and learning is to be patient. Patience is very important, my friends. You can only receive information and answers to your questions as you are ready to understand them, and as your background of knowledge gradually grows, you are then ready for a little deeper understanding. Remember also not to be too hasty in forming opinions or in your judgments. I should like to tell you that one thing to remember when you are new at seeking and learning is to be patient. Patience is very important, my friends. You can only receive information and answers to your questions as you are ready to understand them, and as your background of knowledge gradually grows, you are then ready for a little deeper understanding. Remember also not to be too hasty in forming opinions or in your judgments. You must have a picture of the entire idea of this new way of thinking before you can truly see the wisdom and beauty and grandeur of the way of life that lies ahead for the people of this planet. It is only when you have a limited amount of information and knowledge that is easy to misunderstand and jump to conclusions, shall we say.
A frequently recurring UFO theme is that a cycle or change is soon to come, or even now occurring on Earth. This prediction is echoed by many other sources, including Edgar Casey's material, Indian folklore, and the Book of Revelations of our Holy Bible.
The Earth's crust has a much more carefully precise name which this instrument does not know. But part of it is unstable at this time, and there are shifts which are possible in this region as well as in many others. Shifts that usually happen along what you call fault lines, but which can happen easily in areas where there are extensive underground openings, such as is true in your area. It simply means that there could be a geographical rearrangement of your terrain, which would involve a rearrangement of the molecules of many houses and people. It would be called a great disaster were it to happen. The reason that it is happening is centuries and centuries old, and begins 1,000 years before the birth of the Master that signifies this period or cycle of your development. We speak of the one known as Jesus. In this time, many came into being from a previous cycle who had much karma to alleviate due to improper actions involving the use of power over other people. They were given 3,000 years in order to learn the lessons of love. When 1,000 years had passed, and the theory that there was one Creator had barely begun to batter down the resistance of those who were not ready for the unity of all that there is. The Master incarnated and gave to the peoples of this planet that which is the truth to be learned. It has been reported badly in your holy works that there are enough of His words in those books in order for you to be able to understand the lessons of love, forgiveness, and redemption, which He encouraged His disciples to learn. However, your peoples have repeatedly used this very name not to love, but to fight. Not to be peaceable, but to make war. The tensions, the disagreements, the dishonesty, the habitual lying between peoples has long involved nations, provinces, towns, communities, all levels of your society have been eaten by something which we would call a cancer, and that is the cancer of separation. Not knowing that all beings are one, and that what is done to another is done to oneself. We do those things which involve the concept of two beings. That involves the concept of an enemy or a competitor. That involves the concept of a wall between. This limits communication, increases polarity and hostility, and eventually these vibrations sink into the planet itself. That which is most sensitive to these vibrations, the crust or the mantle of the earth, begin to move and restlessly realign themselves, attempting to relieve the tensions of the planetary consciousness. Thus, yes, your people have caused these things over thousands of years. It is not unheard of for this to happen. It is something like the birth of a child. Going from one density into another is like being born, and your planet is being born at this time. The delivery so far has been difficult, but the baby is alive. There are those among you who wish to learn and wish to love, and we feel there is hope for you. Thus we speak to you personally, and not to your leaders, for we cannot deal with your nations, with their concepts of competition and nationality.
Far from being a message of doom or Armageddon, the UFO information often speaks of hope in the midst of these cycle changes for planet Earth.
We do not say that there will not be suffering prior to the illumination which is forthcoming at the turn of your century. But we do say that those who ally themselves in spirit to truth and to brotherhood and to the universality of spirit, that you will be the ones who will find the way, the key into this new age. The change which is to come will be painful for some, yes, for most upon the earth, for they have not evolved in a spiritual direction. But for those who are of spirit and who link themselves with spirit, this change shall be easier. The entire planet is to undergo a physical change which will demonstrate the power of God upon your earth. And in conjunction with this physical change of the planet Earth will come a corresponding change in consciousness, which will have a dramatic impact upon all who live now and upon all who remain on Earth. prepared to welcome you back into the brotherhood which you have long forsaken. We do welcome you now. We greet you with love. We greet you with hope in our hearts. And we greet you in the spirit of the one who dwells within us. For this spirit is one throughout all the universes.
And what is the purpose of the cycle changes which the UFOnauts have been describing? The following discusses this question.
That people are put on a planet such as this one for a period of time and given an opportunity to learn and grow spiritually. After a certain length of time, it is necessary that those who have learned these lessons, those who are ready for a higher way of life, be given an opportunity to graduate into a higher class, so to speak. This is what is soon to happen upon the planet Earth. This does not mean that those who have not qualified themselves through their own efforts will suffer or have great hardships, as some of your teachings have said. It simply means that they will have to wait. They will have to go through another period of learning, similar to the one which has taken place in the history of your planet. I should add that this period of learning of which I speak, or cycle, I would prefer to call it a cycle, commenced quite a while before your recorded history. At any rate, this cycle is soon to terminate. This is what the many references to a new world, a new kingdom of heaven, and similar references in some of your writings and holy works have referred to. Not the end of the world, my friends, but the end of an age and the beginning of a wonderful new age. An age of such beauty and grandeur that you could not begin to comprehend it with your present understanding. Only those individuals who are capable of raising themselves spiritually or raising their vibrations, as we have a way of expressing it, will be able to continue on into the age which is soon to dawn upon this planet. This sounds like a fantastic story, my friends, but this is nothing new. This is a common occurrence throughout the universe. It is the Creator's way, and this has happened before on this planet. is a continuous cycle. It is a method by which souls may grow onward and upward in their development, as they aspire to the eventual reunion with their Creator, from whence they came long ago.
And so we come to the end of this sampling of the UFO message, a message that is being received with amazing consistency of thought and style of presentation all over the world. I'll close with a typical farewell from the UFO entities.
We leave you, my friends, floating upon the winds of change. We are aware that each of you has a feeling at this time of rootlessness, and we encourage you to know that the Creator is everywhere, that your footing need not be recognizable, for the Creator is close. Love is near. Light is all about you. Your security and your safety are never in question. You may live and you will surely die. But that which is you will bloom anew, and your radiance of being will become ever more bright. We, who are your humble brothers, send you our love. May you rest in the love and the light of the infinite Creator. I am known to you as Hatan. In the name of the Confederation of Planets in the service of the infinite Creator, I leave you in that love and that light. Adonai Basu Boragas.
The last communication on the tape is not a typical communication. It is a communication received through a contactee on Earth. But the communicator was also an Earthman, allegedly in direct contact with the UFO entities. Now listen to it and judge for yourself.
Some of you know me and some of you do not know me. My name is Philip of the Brotherhood of the Seven Rays. Now we are having some difficulty because the instrument is very fatigued. But with your kind permission, we shall continue. Yes. And now if you will all relax, let your thoughts wing outward to another dimension of time and space. Picture your soul hurtling toward a gigantic golden sun, which symbolizes divine love and wisdom. Maya,
establish contact with your life streams at this time is my privilege and my blessing. For are we not one in spirit to serve the all, the everness of all creation? Now there are many questions upon your minds. Those things that you would wish to know. Why certain things have taken place as they have within the past weeks. You have spoken openly. And this is to prepare you now for your graduation day. For beloved ones, the trumpets are sounding ever more loud. And the day of your coronation draws nigh. Yet your crown shall weigh heavy upon your head. And yet you must wear it. And you must serve under it. For this has been thy calling. And it is for this reason that you are here now. Shortly then, if you continue in love and in peace, shortly will come a greater calling, and the messenger shall come unto you even as it was in the days of Pentecost, and the living tongues of fire shall descend upon you. The gifts of the Spirit will come unto you, and some shall manifest the gift of healing, and others the gift of tongues, or discernment, and the others. For it has been the promise of our Lord that you shall have these blessings added unto thee. For, beloved ones, I say that he does not leave his shepherds without their staves. Ye are the shepherds that are sent into the world. Ye are the ones that are appointed to guard the flock. Yes, it is true that it is now known what entities belong to the flock and which ones do not. Concern yourselves with the sheep of the flock that are lost and have wandered away. They must have the message of faith and love, in order to endure those days which are ahead. The spirit of Antichrist is ever more powerful. Each and every day it is brought closer toward the earth, when it will have its final death throes. But in those death throes it will take many down with it, and they will not find the kingdom to be inherited, but must repeat over again the great cycle of time through which they have just passed, and which is now culminating in the scene upon the earth. Beloved ones, if I were to ask you what is the greatest thing, what is the greatest lesson, what is the great universal catalyst the greatest power. Man on earth knows that there is such a thing as love, but he does not know what it is. He is shortly to discover what it is. It goes completely beyond sex and home and brotherhood or Christhood. It is even beyond all these things. For love is light and light is love. As you have been talking about the great sun body that presumably was worshipped by the ancients, and yet they worshipped it only as the outward symbol, for the love represented by the heat of the sun, and the light represents wisdom. In other words, divine love and wisdom symbolized by the heat and light of the sun body reaching unto man. Shortly, if you are to serve in the age that will follow, shortly after that age, you will find yourself embarking on that which is incredible. An incredible voyage through time and space. This shall be inherited by the remnant that shall remain. Tell the sheep of the flock that their salvation draweth nigh. Look to the hills. Look literally unto the hills for the salvation that draweth nigh. Take faith, for those of the Space Confederation will come closer and closer to Earth, and there shall be more and more confirmation of those things that you know now. Give support in any way that is necessary to your own channels, and know also that ye are channels. Do not depend upon them alone, for in that day which now approaches, the day of the great telling, it is necessary that you are all channels, one way or the other. For you shall be called upon to perform missions. And this is not by accident, for you have not only been chosen, but you have chosen yourselves this particular mission at this particular time. There is, in many instances, call to be alleviated, and this will be done to a great extent by the service you shall now perform in the tragic days ahead. Tragic, I say, and yet they are not tragic. Beloved ones, from the hosts of Michael of the sun, the golden helmeted ones sweep toward the earth, those of another dimension and another time, and yet they are here to aid their light and their love in the program now manifesting upon your earth world. Throughout all of space, beloved ones, is a call that has been going out for countless centuries, and now has become a great swelling in the vaulted ark of heaven. Indeed, heaven is all about you. No truer statement was ever made. Heaven is indeed all about you. And this calling, which comes to the ears of some of you, for indeed you have ears to hear, and others see because they have eyes to see. Yes, but what is the missing ingredient, dear ones? There are the eyes to see, and in some instances the ears to hear. But where are the hearts to understand? What is this dimension that we are now going into? What is it? No matter how you may explain it scientifically or on any drawing board, it is the dimension of understanding. For man is a conscious being, but he does not understand. In your own work, feel the affinity that your own heart might have with all your brothers and sisters throughout all space. I speak now of a love that is not physical. Although upon this planet, love is always relegated to a physical expression or experience. I speak of a love that is not even essentially mental, or a love of brotherhood, which transcends female-male love. I speak even of a love that goes beyond the love of Christ. We are all one, beloved ones. And to love others is only to love yourself. When you meet men and women in your daily activities, each and every one, no matter what type or what they may be, look at them as a part of the Father. Recognize them as you would recognize His own divinity. Try to love each other with a love that is beyond, a love beyond that which is comprehended upon the earth. The millions of voices that call out from all space and all inhabited planets is a voice of love. If man on earth could only know and could only hear, but more important, if he could only understand. To understand is to know. Beloved ones, the remnant that shall remain shall know and feel that love. No more will man be afraid of that love. No more will social restrictions cast him into fear. And no more will the true love of the Father be allowed to be perverted as it has been upon the planet Earth. For when love reigns supreme, there shall be light. And when there is light, there shall be no falsity, only truth. And when this love has established itself It will be impossible to kill your fellow creatures. It will be impossible to lie to your fellow creatures. It will be impossible to steal from your fellow creatures or to covet anything that might be theirs. For remember, what is theirs is also yours. Picture, if you can, with me now, beloved ones, a scene of the not too distant future, when man on earth is gathered together in a great meeting place, much like those places that surround your great band shells of today, when those who love music and what it represents and what it symbolizes are sitting on the lawns and the benches surrounding the great band shell. And you have all gathered together to hear a symphony, a great symphony. And as you raise your voices in song, you are able to comprehend and to know the thoughts of all those with you. And your thoughts mingle and become theirs, and theirs mingle and become yours. And as your voices raise in song, you become one great being, worshipping the divine Creator. And as you raise these voices in song, the birds and the animal life join with you in jubilation, and all the flowers move in rhythm to your own thinking. When this song is heard, then the very angels can rejoice, and the celestial host can applaud. Yes, dear ones, there is a calling now. Marching feet are on their way to you. The marching feet of the conquerors who shall conquer in the name of love. For let it be known that the Space Confederation, now operating as the direct emissary of the Divine Father, is a conquering host, is invading this planet, and will completely and utterly conquer it, but with love, which shall bring about divine understanding. Friends, try to live the simple life, and yet remain in contact with those that you must serve. Do not become a stumbling block before them, in that you allow the peculiarities of your life to make them falter or stumble. It is truly written, you are not of the earth, but you are in it. Perform your duties, therefore, accordingly, and yet live ever the simpler life, because He is simplicity itself. Man is complex, not the Father. And above all else, love one another. Love one another, beloved ones, for this alone is enough. Prepare yourselves now for that time which is so close. So close that you could reach out and touch it. For beloved ones, the kingdom is not at hand. The kingdom is here.
my peace.